Well, I'm just going to tell you about this lawn tractor that we have. It's nothing pretty, but it works. It's got about 250 hours on it. It's the Craftsman GT6000 with the 26 horse Kohler engine in it. I just serviced the Transaxle on it. It had a bad leak. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a bit. So this is the Craftsman GT6000, and it has the Hydro-Gear Transaxle underneath it. And so maybe you got those numbers. It was leaking real bad. I'm just going to go right underneath the back end a little bit more, show you. Okay, that's the guard around the filter. Up here in the front, this is actually right here. This is actually the pump for the fluid that's inside. These are 3/8 inch bolts. It takes 2 quarts of 20W50 motor oil inside it. And this is where it was leaking real bad, right around there. All the way around. This is aluminum, and this is aluminum. And now if you order the replacement on Amazon, you'll get a cast iron piece. There's an O-ring right inside the edge of this thing. There's a gear inside a gear pump system right here. Our local lawnmower shop couldn't get that O-ring, but I found the O-ring kit on Amazon. Ended up not using that, and this might not be typical, but I took that O-ring out and I just give it an extra sticky layer of RTV black silicone gasket maker. Left a little clean this piece off with like brake part cleaner. Let it dry real good. Then I put a little layer right around on the business side of that thing. Give it a little skin, let it start drying a little bit. Laid the O-ring on top carefully and put it back up inside. We replace this filter, take this cover off. Same size bolts as over here, it's a 3/8. Take this cover off, get this, change the filter inside, and fill it up with fluid. And let's see, this, I'll tell you, the filter, I thought the local lawnmower shop had it in stock for $18. I thought that was pretty steep until I went on Amazon and saw it was over 30 bucks. So now I'm happy to pay $18 for that. There's that sticker again. The information on this particular Transaxle. So I replaced the filter, put 2 quarts of fluid back in, and that's a, and okay, what I did, I put it all back together and I did the purge process that is described on Hydro-Gear. Has a YouTube video for that. Could not get this thing to work, and it turns out that I had put this thing on backwards and or switched, just rotated a half a turn. So I just pulled it off just a couple minutes ago, put it back on, tightened it in, did the purge again as described, and it runs fine now and no leaks. So getting the filter, getting the fluid back in this thing is a little bit of a chore. I took the lug bolts out. Those are 5/8 on the lug bolts, and to get the wheel off after you've jacked it up, blocked it proper for safety. I'll run inside here for just a bit. It's kind of tricky. getting access to that little, I'm gonna drop the deck lever down and show you. Alright, now underneath the fuel tank there is a, you see that little bolt with the vent tube stuck to the top? Vent tube just pops off. That's 11/16 socket, fits neatly over that, and there's enough clearance under those springs to bring that ratchet handle out here on top of the frame. And then you can use a long rubber hose on top of, stuck to the bottom of a funnel, and drop it down through this hole here and go down. It's not focusing. Alright, well, I was going to show you. I just put it down through the slot there, and right inside, yep, like I said, it's nothing pretty. I just wanted to show you what I got, and it works now.